Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to talk about what's happening with Identity right now with Dungeons and Dragons. Something that is happening, in my humble opinion, very clearly that people are not recognizing, and they're not recognizing it for multiple reasons. And I want to talk about what it is, and I want to talk why people are not realizing it and how important it is. All right. Now, in order to get here, we have to talk about T-Mobile commercials and Suits and Gabriel Macht and Harvey Specter. All right. And capitalism. All right, let's get into it. All right. So what's happening on T-Mobile right now? Well, T-Mobile has a very interesting commercial right now, and it has a gentleman by the name of Gabriel Macht. It has a guy from Suits. He's on Suits, and he plays the character Harvey Specter on Suits. Now, Suits was made actually a little while ago. It's a major show. It has like 9 seasons. It's on Netflix. Literally millions of people are watching tens of millions of hours of it. Just like millions and millions of hours of Suits are being watched right now. So Gabriel Macht is having a moment, right? And people are watching Gabriel Macht play Harvey Specter, this lawyer, right? Now, here's where it gets strange. So Suits is its own show. Netflix bought Suits, and they are making a mint on it, right? They're actually, it's hard to tell how much money they're making. It's definitely helping their business. People are like, oh, I like this Suits thing. There's lots of content to watch. I'm enjoying it. And the numbers are strong every week. I know this because I watch Grace Randolph. Suits is in the top 10 on multiple charts frequently, right? Suits is doing great, okay? Gabriel Macht as an actor is doing a really good job of bringing this all together. And he's playing Harvey Specter, which is his character, right? So then T-Mobile comes in and they're like, listen, you guys are crushing it on Netflix, right? Here's what we want to do. We want to get you, Gabriel Macht, and we want to bring you into the studio, and we're not going to, and this is what I think T-Mobile was thinking, right? Just my opinion, nothing more than my opinion. But I think T-Mobile's like, hey, you guys are crushing on Suits, but your show's called Suits. It's literally just some lawyers, right? If we get you, Gabriel Macht, to come in for this commercial, we don't have to say your character's name, right? You just do what you just be Gabriel Macht, or maybe you're Harvey Specter. And maybe if you're in a suit, nobody can tell the difference. Maybe you don't even know the difference, Gabriel Macht, whether we're looking at Harvey Specter or Gabriel Macht, right? Well, why would we do this? Well, at this point, Netflix doesn't need to pay Suits, or T-Mobile doesn't need to pay Netflix or Suits anything, because it's not clear at all what identity is showing up, right? And so the question is, who knows? In the T-Mobile commercial, when you see Gabriel Macht, is he acting like Harvey Specter? Hard to say. He doesn't really say enough to determine if you're seeing Gabriel Macht or if you're seeing Harvey Specter. And there's some ambiguity based on what clothes they put him in, right? That's very interesting, right? So why is this interesting? Well, let's talk about Sally. Sally is a Dragon Master. She plays a player character in a Dungeons and Dragons Curse of Strahd campaign. She's been running her character, Ragnar the Slayer, right, for 9 months, right? It's Friday at her biofarm job. Sally is at her biofarm job. She's been talking to the whole team all week that she's extremely excited about going to Wildwood, get some beach sun in, right? 4:30 p.m. on Friday, boss comes in and says, Sally, got a biofarm emergency. I need you to get to work, right? It's going to take a long time. You're going to be here, till about 10 p.m. tonight. And then I want you back here for an 8-hour shift tomorrow, right? We need to press because there's this, very important business milestone we need to meet. And here's what happens. Sally says, no. And she picks up, let's do it. Wait. Sally says, no. She picks up her bag and she leaves. She doesn't say anything more. Who spoke? Was it Sally, who has worked overtime every time the boss has asked me for? Or was it Ragnar the Slayer who showed up? Does Sally know? The boss certainly doesn't know. The boss doesn't know that Ragnar the Slayer exists. The Dungeon Master knows. And the Dungeon Master, knows, because he also works at the same company, right? That everybody's working overtime, but Sally isn't, right? So without a single word from Sally, without a single text from Sally, he may know that Ragnar the Slayer showed up at that biofarm IRL company. Do you understand what's happening? Dungeons and Dragons is allowing people to have new identities. And they are using, and I think right now, there are people who are using those identities without even knowing it. But I also think there are people who are going into what I call controlled bleed, who are pulling parts from their player character and attaching it to their IRL person permanently. And I think there are people, well, we know this, people who are taking themselves and putting it into their Dragon Master character permanently, right? And the blend is real. The controlled bleed is real. We used to try to avoid bleed. Now we're pursuing it, right? Or we're getting benefits from it and not even understanding that we're in bleed. You understand where we're at? It's hard to understand. It's extremely difficult to understand. It's powerful, right? This is the second year. This is the second 50 of Dungeons & Dragons. We did Dungeons & Dragons wrong for 50 years. Now we're going to crack the ceiling of human improvement with Dungeons & Dragons. We're going to smash the ceiling that's been arbitrarily kept there. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. What's important is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.